Hello, good viewers! My name is Markus Olodyn Koskivirta, and this is the Hearthstone.fi Monday Night Community Tournament number 36. I am joined today by Ville, Tuomisto, and we are starting the games from the semi-final stage. Could you be so kind as to tell which decks the players have brought while I inform the players they can start?
Well, we know the two decks from Bulla. He is playing a Druid and a Hunter, and Mateuss is playing a Druid, Warrior and Warlock. So the third deck will be surprise from Bulla.
Yep, he has not committed to the third class yet, so it's an open option for him to choose any other class that's not Druid or Hunter, of course, to finish his lineup with. That's one of the stronger points of this tournament, is that if you manage to go 2-0 with all of your decks thus far, you don't actually have to reveal your third choice yet, and you can mend your opportunities by picking the counter deck in the round of 4 in the best of 5 stage. For those of you who might not be familiar with our tournament structure, it is fairly straightforward, pretty simple. A direct single elimination best of 3 bracket until we get to the semi-final stage, where we change to best of 5. Players are allowed to bring 3 decks with 3 classes. And it would seem that my spectator mode bugged out.
Which side we are going for?
Let's see if it works with Bulla.
Malfurion versus Garage.
Yes, it does work with Bulla, so we're joined by Bulla's cards. We can see that he's bringing I'd say a Rampish Druid with Innervate Wild Growth starts pretty nice.
Yeah, quite nice hand. For a start you can ramp up and then you can go Innervate something quite big.
Yeah, and we actually don't know if it's a Patron or if it's a Control Warrior from Mateuss right now. We're waiting for his invitation so we can see his cards. He's currently ranked legend number 65, so very high ladder ranking. Of course, this is just a little bit above the mid season, so it might change drastically in the future as well. But this shows that on paper, Mateuss is the stronger player against Bulla, who currently holds rank 12 in ranked seasons. But of course, you never know what the situation in reality is. This is a Finnish player, Bulla, versus a Hungarian player, Mateuss. So,
and I can confirm you it is an Control Warrior.
It's a Control Warrior. All right, excellent. I'll ask the players to invite us again.
So there is in hand, there is a Chromish, there is a Sylvanas, and Shield Block, Cruel Taskmaster.
Yep.
And
we got the invite from Mateuss, so
okay,
I can
cool.
see it now as well. And a Fire War Axe as well. Had Bulla played something early on onto the board. Unfortunately, that was not the case for the Druid player. He has been forced to play it slowly thus far. This turn 5 does show his curve balancing out pretty nicely. He can go with the Drake, Sylvanas, Ancient of Lore, 5, 6, 7 play. No need to play the Innervates yet, I don't think. If you really are that desperate for cards, you can Innervate out the Ancient of Lore, but I still think that just playing the Azure Drake would have been safer. Whatever removal the Warrior might have, the Azure Drake is not as big of a body or as big of a threat as an Ancient of Lore. The one thing that this does prevent is a Dead Spite play. A Dead Spite could have removed Azure Drake, it cannot remove the Ancient of Lore.
interesting deck building decision. Mateuss actually is running 2 brawls, but we have been seeing more from decks like Warrior decks who wants to go a little bit more controlish. And I think it's quite good to innervate out that 5/5 body, because you can start punishing that armor count what Mateuss had already gained. So you have at least something to pressure him and make him to just commit on the board something, because now you know that it will be most likely some kind of controlist warrior.
Indeed, we have seen in recent tournaments an increase in the double brawl spec, so it has become a bit more commonplace than it used to be, especially given that there's such an import of patron warriors nowadays. So brawl is pretty much a counter to just the patrons flooding the board. You can still throw almost all of them out, and one remaining patron can be fire war axed or dead spited away, and many other forms of removal after that as well. It also works in the more aggressive matchups, which you have seen. Things like mid-range hunter can really securely outpace you as you are trying to keep up as a control warrior. Things like that have made it so that it's no more the norm to run only one brawl.
Yeah. Interesting, actually. Yeah, goes for the face. It's sometimes actually worth just going for the gamble and kill one of the pots, so you have a better chance just to keep your 2-2 if it doesn't go to the face. But now it is 7 damage to the face and 5-5 body, so not the worst.
But if he had held on to not attacking with the 2-2 and the 2-2 would have survived, then what would have been the result? He would have still gone to the face.
No, I was thinking if he goes for a bot. But you want to keep those bots alive, so if one pot survives, so yeah.
Right, yeah. So if you were to remove a bot, like you said, it's not a good idea to remove one of those lower priority targets.
Well, it gives you 5% more chance to win the brawl for your side, but then there is, 50% chance to go really badly, so yeah.
Unfortunately, we once again notice this card duplication error that happens sometimes in spectator mode. The options in Bulla's hand right now are not such that it would reset these decisions. We might have to remove ourselves and rejoin. But just for now, let's see if the swipe does anything. I think if you were to use the swipe, you would use it in such a manner that you'd first attack with a 5-5 into the 3-5, then swipe the 1-4 and use your hero power to finish off the 1-1.
Yeah.
You've still got 3 mana left out of that, so you can just drop the Shade and Noxtramus. It's looking pretty good for the Druid player. If he manages to draw into Savage Roar, he has a really solid board. And he has a real threat by punishing or pushing down the Control Warrior. Oh, yeah, opts to take out the swipe first. Well, this means that the hero power will not be played.
Yeah, interesting. It's quite interesting. It will actually be still played, but it goes to face. So he actually, I think that cost him some precious health from the guys and some damage for the face. So yeah, interesting.
Yep, that was a slight misplay, but that can be given off to nerves.
Yeah. And there comes second brawl, and actually this is decent if we are checking the Bulla, what Bulla have still in his hand. Because they still leaves one guy, it doesn't really matter. If it's a Shade, it's really nice because it can keep growing. And Force, you can't remove that last body over there with any weapon. So, yeah, that looks quite good.
There we go, the Keeper of the Grove. If that gets played as a silence, we have a chance to see that the cards will reset to be correct. I actually think that the silence might be the strongest play here. You deny card draw from the opposing warrior, and then you can just drop a Sludge Belcher or an Azure Drake, whichever floats your boat more. I think the Belcher would fit the 1-3 better.
I actually think I would start with the Wild Growth and then go for Azure Drake and check what you are going to get, and then go for Silence if you don't get any kind of power play. But like now you get a low tap. It's decent, but I don't think it's in this position that good. Just silencing up and killing that 1-3, or even leaving it over there and just mounting up.
Unfortunately, the bug still remains, so I'll have to rejoin the match.
Interesting thing is that hit to the face with that shade, so he didn't want to take that 1 damage, so the shade could be executed. And that was quite good call, but still there is Iron Peak Owl in Mateusz' hand. So he can still kill that 3/3 shade and, well, do some
Can
more
he survive
damage.
though? That's the important question. If he silences the Belcher, goes for the Fiery War Axe removal onto the 3/3.
Oh, yeah, no problems.
Oh,
Nice.
he uses a Grom. Okay, well this means that he's still left with a fairly high hit point pool. That's 6 damage on the board, 5 damage on the board, 4 from hand. Yeah, that's still very much manageable. If you swipe the Grom, then you can trade your 2/4 into it. So that would be a fairly strong play right now. It would also open you to other options like Drake first, and see what the hero power gives in addition to the swipe.
Or,
Big Game Hunter, it doesn't. It's probably not going to get any more targets.
Yeah.
It's a fairly easy remove to use the swipe right now, and it would have other targets as well. And since the Acolyte is silenced, it's not that bad. It's actually okay to do the trade. But I understand why he plays the Big Game Hunter, because it's a Control Warrior, maybe a Ragnaros or a Dr. Boom. Those are the 2 things that you might have as Big Game Hunter targets in the future as well.
Yeah,
But
and quite aggressive actually innervate now over here, just to make the pressure, take all of those spells away, but actually there is none, but still, I like this play.
yeah, now if he draws into that Savage Roar, I know that he runs 1. He told to me before the match that this is a semi-ramp, which means that he brings 1 combo. And that's serious lethal right there. Even without the Roar, if he doesn't clear the board, because that's 18 damage on the board plus 4 from the hand. So even with hero power, it would not be enough.
Actually, it would be 6 from the hand, because you can make another Azure Strike and swipe, so then
True,
6.
true, that's 6. If you want to go all out with the spell power.
So yeah, it does look like there is not too much to do. You can armor up, you can basically hit something with your weapon, but it's just, well, it's the
I
same.
have no
so
time for
you
games.
can
Yeah,
try
and
to
you don't have a way to proc your own Sylvanas.
Yeah.
So this is basically it. First game is going to the Finnish player and his druid. We will see Bulla take the series 1-0. Unless there's something really magical going on here, like trading it to Sylvanas. Don't think that will be happening though.
Yeah, he just had to count that there is actually a 17 damage in the hand, and yeah, he spotted it, so yeah.
And that's also the Savage Roar. You can show him the Savage Roar if you want.
Yeah. I think it's good matters to just show like, okay, I didn't have so little.
And 1-0 means that Mateusz still has his Control Warrior, his Warlock, and his Druid available as options. He knows that there's a Hunter right now as a possibility from Bulla. So against a Hunter, would you pick Druid, Warrior, or Warlock?
Warrior. Hands down Warrior.
Oh, right. You believe that the Control Warrior has the ability to stall out?
Yeah, I think, because nowadays you don't see those face hunters anymore, what can go really redonkulously fast and just beat you down before you get your basic taunters up. I think against mid-range hunter, well, the Warlock, if the Warlock is a hand lock, I like the matchup, but solidly I prefer to take Warrior against Hunter, because your hero power just keeps accumulating you more hit points, and that gives you more like range and safety to actually get your big things out. So I like it quite a lot.
Yep, I sort of agree with you. I could be a bit biased though, because of the fact that I like running Taunt Druid myself, and Taunt Druid does very well against Hunter. So it really depends on the Druid build, in my opinion. But seeing as how it's a Control Warrior, it is a pretty good matchup, especially against the mid-range Hunter. Should be doing fairly well.
Yeah, we haven't seen those Town Druids anymore. They were tons of fun to play and horrible to play against.
I still like it. I like it a lot. It's not quite there for the meta right now.
Yeah.
It's got pretty bad matchups. Something like a Handlock right now is is very high, and it's bad for a druid player to both
Yeah.
play against it, especially since you don't run the combo and stuff. So yeah, I understand why it's out. Okay, double web spinner. we're getting comments of my beard and me looking like Walter White. Thanks, guys. It's on purpose. You should see me shaved. Usually I don't even have any hair, so it's more there. But
Oh
like
my god,
I
I
said,
actually haven't seen. You have to check it on the street.
yeah. Oh man. I'm sure you've seen me on live many times.
Yeah, but what if you have more hair than usual?
Ah,
Must be
true,
awesome.
true. Not coining out the second web spinner. I like it a lot because the fact that he can now go for the knife juggler coin web spinner. That gives you guaranteed value from the knife juggler. And then you can try and go for the animal companion now on turn 3. It's like a very, very solid start for Bulla. And this is a mid-range hunter actually. So one of the ways that a control warrior does lose this matchup is if the mid-range hunter is able to put on just enough pressure that the kill happens on turn 7, maybe turn 8.
Yeah.
So the control warrior doesn't have the chance to play their shield maidens, doesn't have the chance to play their shield blocks. Maybe their big taunts are not in their hand. Of course, as we can see, turn 5 and turn 6 are going to be very strong for the warrior player. And he's also preemptively using his removal. Is that a freezing or... It's a freezing trap. Excellent. That fits this matchup really, really well.
Well, actually, I think it's good to get your shield maiden back in your hand and use for 8 mana just to get more armor.
Yeah, but that's really slow. The thing is that you might not be able to play her if the killing blow comes on turn 7.
Yeah. But through this hand, you need to get maybe, summon a random hover and then go from there. But there's really nice curve now to turn 3. I would go for animal companion turn 4 for Blooded Shredder, and then the warrior needs to find some kind of answer for that kind of play. He has a brawl, but brawl solves just half of the problem.
I think he's looking for value on the knife juggler. He tries to maximize the amount of juggles he can get, but if he were to go that route, then he should have played the juggler 1 turn earlier already and used the coin at that stage, because then he could have comboed into the animal companion. No matter what companion he would have gotten, it would have been awesome value for you. So now that he's changed his plan from the original to something else, it's not so effective as an animal companion would have been there, because now if it's a Misha, you're missing out on 4 damage. If it's a Huffer, well, it's always a Huffer. Huffer is always nice. But if it's a Leok, then that Leok would have been better if you had had a bigger board earlier on. And now you're at 4 mana. It's really clunky. It's odd. You actually kind of want that taunt now that the 2/2 is there to save your knife juggler. Small plays that we wouldn't maybe possibly think on that as much. But wow, the Gazrilla coming from the web spinner might actually be important. In this matchup, if there is no execute left when the Gazrilla comes down, it could become a monster.
Yeah, it's really hard to play around anything like that because it's of course. But yeah, it's really hard to play around anything like that because you don't expect to see
bring for the juggle, and it does not hit. That's really bad luck for Bulla. He wanted it to hit the 2/2 so that web spinner could have traded. Really bad luck. I guess that's the only reason why he used 5 mana that way this turn, because next turn is going to be really bad.
Yeah. Still, it's a freezing trap, so they are safe. Now,
yeah, but you didn't want to use your freezing trap on that Cruel Taskmaster because it's got removal value.
Yeah. But now it's only one thing you can do. I think putting a sludge belcher over there doesn't do too much. It's awkward.
But it's the only option really, aside from Brawl. If you Brawl now...
Oh yeah. Well, Brawl doesn't give you any more value and you have to run your Huffer and your Hounded Creeper over there and hope for nice juggles.
Yeah, true. And if you go for the Huffer Haunted Creeper first, then does the Death Rattle... Yeah, the Death Rattle juggles actually proc before the 1/2 spawns.
Oh yeah, that's true, because it was summoned first, yeah. So, any case, that's awkward.
Alright, so this way, oh wow, Stampeding Kodo. That is one nice generation from that web spinner.
Yeah.
Perfect for this board right now.
Wouldn't you use it for after that first attack to keep your Huffer alive and put your knife juggler to the 1-2.
It's 2 or less. You can't hold
That
a
is true.
3/5.
That is true.
So this is one of those out of meta cards. You've not quite known what's in there, but almost. It's close enough.
I haven't seen that Rhino for I don't know, good year.
I'm
It
such
was
an
fun.
arena player that I pretty much always know to expect that, because in arena, Stampeding Code is one of those absolute value cards. You pretty much
Yeah.
always want to pick it.
That is true.
The 5/5 could, in theory, be Freezing Trapped here. If you go Freezing Trap, Eagle Horn Bow, you've got a very nice setup for the now upcoming turn. And you know that they won't be able to play the Shield Maiden again.
Yeah. Well, there's 2 options. You can go for Weapon Freezing Trap, or you can go Pilot Shredder and hope he doesn't have Pro, but you know he runs 2 Pros, so it's really hard to commit anything more on the table.
Yeah, definitely. You don't want to go for that.
Yeah.
Since you're already losing so much to a single brawl.
Yeah.
It's just basically trying to minimize the impact of the brawl. You'll still be having those 1/1 spiders even if it dies. The
Yeah.
worst possible option for the brawl right now is that the 1/2 spider stays alive.
Yeah. Interesting. He's going for Shield Maiden and he's going to run. Oh yeah, well he can.
It does pop him up to 18, and the Shield Slam is pretty nice as a top deck right now as
Yeah.
an option to remove the minions from the board. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he attacks, because by attacking, he gives 3 more damage, but if it's not a Freezing Trap, and it's actually something else, if it's a Snake Trap, it gives him 3 more attacks, so it's pretty much does nothing. If it's an Explosive Trap, it's way out of meta. It would not be something you'd expect. So I would think that Mateuss does not attack this turn. He wants to make sure that those minions stay on the board without giving a charge. Alright, well, he wants to take the risk. And this means that there's 4 + 9 on the board already. 9 on the board leaves 9 damage to be made from hand. And that's currently impossible, but with the Gazrilla, it could really become reality.
Well, yeah. Putting Gosrilla over there makes sure that you are going to get brawled.
Brawled or executed. But it's definitely a high priority target, and you don't want to commit more than 1 minion to the board.
Yeah. That is true. Hey, 11. So, let the brawls begin.
It'll be interesting to see whether or not he attacks with the 5/5, because he could improve his odds by attacking to the 3/5, or even removing the 1/2, and then brawling.
Now when I'm thinking about the play, you actually don't want to brawl over here, because you have kind of safe removal plan on this. You have to put 1 more guy over there, and that means that they're most likely will be Unleash the Hound, so you don't want to put anything else over there before you get something what can taunt. So you can put that really like form on like Cruel Taskmaster, then execute, then just armor up. I think it's better because you still have decent guys in the table to clear everything except for that.
There's only the 1/2 left.
Yeah.
I understand that. And next turn, even if the opposing hunter does push you really low, you have that Alexstrasza.
Yeah.
So 2 + 2 is 4, 5, 8, 10, missing 3 damage. So I would like to see the double Pilot Shredder right now.
Yeah.
And would you remove the 5/2 with the weapon?
Yes. I would go, well, you can use your hero power, so that wouldn't actually secure you a lethal if you... that's actually hard, because
Double
you
Pilot
kind of-
Shredder is 4
Yeah,
next turn.
yeah, but you want to push him close to, like, you want to do 4 to 5 damage in this turn if you can, but with these cards you can't. Maybe you can go for, just Fire Status, and then if you go for this, I think you will just take that 5-2,
Yeah, moving to 5/2 means that there is no immediate way to handle your own shredders.
Yeah.
And it's no longer a threat. It's not the biggest minion on the board. It can't be bounced or anything. And this way, even if the Alexstrasza does come down, it's not such a big impact. You've made sure that the board is manageable. You might not have lethal next turn. You're holding on to more than likely 2 damage with those Unleash the Hounds. So a 9 on the board, 2 from hero power, 11. 4 from hand is 15.
Yeah.
And if he goes Alex, you're 1 damage short, but you're still drawing into 1 card. So if it's
Yeah.
something like a quick shot, you're good. If it's
Or,
something
or
like
just bite. Yeah.
yeah, anything that has 1 damage, you're good.
Yeah.
But it's a risk for Mateuss to not play that Extraza. So because these Powder Shredders will spawn something if you brawl right now.
Yeah. I think if you want to brawl, you brawl now, leave the floor, but he's working really hard and this takes time to resolve. So, oh my god. It is
Wow. Succubus and a wolf to buff it up as well.
well, that's not too good.
That's 7 damage plus 9, 1, that's 11, 3 off. You're still better off playing the Dr. Boom that's going to
Yeah.
power. All to face.
Yeah,
And
face him.
if the Alexstrasza does come down, that's still not enough, I don't think. There's no way for Mateusz to reset the board in such a state. He can't kill off his own Sylvanas right now.
Yeah, if you play Alexstrasza and kill that 2-2, then basically he has 15 damage on the table, so that won't work. You can't armor up. So basically you have...
If... No, that won't work. Even
No.
Ragnaros snapping the 7-7. It's over. This is
So
it.
yeah.
The series
over.
goes 2-0 in favor of the Finnish player right now. We might have a Finnish player in the finals this way. 3 wins is required, not 2. Previous rounds 2 was enough. We required the 3rd deck to be shown. I'm guessing it's either Warlock or Mage. Those are the 2 most prominent classes we've seen in our tournaments recently. Or Warrior, of course. I presume that he had Warrior before, but nope. Warrior, Warlock, or Mage, those could be the options. If he brings anything else onto the board, it'll be a small surprise. Of course, Mateusz is taking his time, hoping that the opponent will disconnect.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
That's not gonna happen here.
I actually think like checking like Warrior, Warlock and Druid. I wouldn't say an Oil Rogue would be a bad idea. Also. Like
True, Oil Rogue
It-
will
it-
also work.
yeah, it has a good like decent chance to beat any of those swing decks. I think Mage has quite good chance in 2 of those matchups.
Patron has a good matchup against everything really, except the
Yeah.
Control Warrior.
Yeah. And then I just
Actually, you know what? You know, if the Mateusz lineup ends up being anti-Patron, Control
Yeah.
Warrior, Handlock, and then what's the Druid build that's anti-Patron?
I think that must be the like Taunt Druid.
Yeah, it could be. Or no, combo doesn't really work that well.
No. Combo is too
Everything
slow.
else is pretty bad as a Druid against Patron.
Yeah.
So. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong or if Ville is wrong, please do tell in the
Warrior.
chat. We're more
Yeah.
than willing to change our opinions on this. You guys are usually the deck masters.
I would actually just out of the blue, I would take a Mech Shaman.
Make Shaman would be ballsy, definitely. You
Yeah,
want
but-
one win out of it, so yeah, good work.
But it's damn awesome deck.
Yeah, it sure is. It's fun to play, if nothing else.
Yeah.
3 cards, which would claim that this is a Control Warrior as well. It was a Sludge Belcher, a Dr. Boom, and a Brawl. And a Brawl is not a card that you usually run in a Patron deck. And I think I'm bugged out. Yes, I'm bugged out. I will be rejoining.
Okay, so I will take a nice, comfortable,
Put my legs up, and because this matchup going to be a long one.
Yep, Control Warrior versus Control Warrior. Go grab yourself a cup of coffee, guys.
Yep.
You're gonna be here a while.
good 30-minute matches. First minion will be played turn 3, and that's quite fast.
Yeah, but it's an acolyte. It's not so bad.
Yeah, does actually count as a creature, or is it more like draw a card in this matchup?
It's pretty much just draw a card. You're trying to get as much draw out of your own acolytes as possible, because that's one of those small differences that make a real big impact in this kind of matchup. If you get 3 cards out of your acolyte, you're pretty much way ahead. If you get only 1 card, then you're behind. And if you get 2, that's pretty much the norm. You expect to see that. And since Mateuss had double Fire War Axe as well in his hand, it's going to be very unlikely that the second Acolyte of Pain is going to see any play. It's just going to be Shield Blockout, because if he plays out the second Acolyte of Pain and still gets only 1 card out of it, that is a tactical mistake in my opinion.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm out of water. You think you could carry this broadcast for me just a short while?
I think I can do it. This is gonna be so.
This is gonna be such a thrilling, enthralling, oh my god, blow your brains out spectacle that I'm gonna go ahead and grab myself some water. Let Ville do the talking here.
Yeah. There's the only option over here is that if you feel you don't need that coin, what you most likely will, you could Acolyte and then cool that Taskmaster. I think that could be decent play, but you want to save that coin. Oh, does he go for it? That's interesting, because you can get more cards out of that and make sure that you are actually card advantage, and you get quite nice, like, state of board over there. You have 5 damage on the table, and that means that you have to be at least answered somehow, but of course if you just top deck the Win Axe, that's quite nice. You can also go for that Sludge Belcher. It's good, like, it's not anything humongous, but it deals with those 2 guys and most likely leaves that 1-2, and you know that that's okay because there won't be any patrons, and you have 2 of them, so using Execute here is, I think, bad. You want to save that for Ragnaros and Promise and other really, really big guys.
I do have to agree with you there. Saving your executes is always a good idea in this matchup.
Yeah, because there's always 3 faddies. There's always Ragnaros, not always Ragnaros, there's always Chroms, always Alex Rosa, and then there's the 3rd slot. It depends what people, usually it's Ragnaros, sometimes we see Baron Geddons or Ysera, yeah. I actually really love Ysera in that slot.
Yeah, in this matchup especially, Ysera is one of those most important cards, because it's going to be such a slow match that slowness of Ysera is actually in your advantage.
Yeah.
And weapons face off against each other. You could empty out your Fire War Axe, trade it out for Dead Spite, but you're afraid of a Harrison Jones, I think, especially in this matchup where Harrison is going to be a big impact maker.
Yeah.
If you can get maximum value out of those weapons you're holding onto by removing minions with them, then it's going to be a good situation to be in.
Yeah. That is true, but I don't know, holding for Fire War Axe, in this matchup it has, I think, 1 good target. That's an Acolyte. Maybe 2. There's Taskmaster and Acolyte.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I was actually going to say the same thing.
I have no time for games.
Which is completely reasonable, considering that he's holding on to the 3-attack weapon. There must be some other alternative reason behind it. He might be... Well, maybe the spawn from the 3-5, from the taunt, is what he's looking for.
Yeah, maybe.
Or some way to activate his own executes.
Yeah. I think... I don't know. It's maybe for just taking that 1-2 out, but like, what does that 1-2 do really? Like, do you fear?
Not a whole lot, but it is card advantage. Every weapon hit you get to remove a minion, it's advantage for you. But now the more important question right now is, does Mateuss use his Dead Spite? If he uses his Dead Spite to clear out the Sylvanas, then he loses his own Sludge Belcher. But if he lets the Sylvanas just kill off the Belcher, then that's once again value for the Sylvanas. You don't want to be playing any minions onto the board right now anyways, because you'll just lose it to the MC deck, unless it's a really small minion. And there we go, Harrison Jones, guys. This is exactly what I was talking to you about. Now, if he goes for the Harrison play this turn, let's see, he first wants to remove the 3-5 with his 5-5. Unless you want to see the Whirlwind effect first, that would leave the Sylvanas at 4. There's no way for you to deal that.
No, I think you first attack, then you kill the small guy even, and then go for Harrison. And every card you get out of Harrison, it's bonus. So I think just once you go for it.
Yeah, and you get the Whirlwind Activator out, because it's one
Yeah.
of those things like, yeah, you can kill a Fiery War Axe with a Harrison, but it's not going to be that big of a deal. Getting the Death Spite is going to be major.
Yeah.
And of course, things like Jiraxis and the like are not going to be happening in this matchup.
Yeah.
There aren't going to be any weapons that give more than one card, presuming that the opposing player does not pre-play it. But I assume that both players know the threat of Harrison and will not be doing that. If they play a weapon, they want to also use the charge that turn.
The only sad thing is now Sylvanas doesn't steal anything, but that's life. You sometimes just you use it for stalling the board, and I think still over here he has to use either a shield slam or a execute. I think shield slamming here is a better for
Yeah, Shield
that
Slam
Harrison.
is one of those cards that you just need to use when you
Yeah.
have the opportunity to use it over harder removal like Execute, which is always usable.
Yeah.
As long as you get 1 damage in. And then maybe even consider using the Fire War Axe to remove the 5/3 after you've Shield Slammed first. Because those are the smaller targets. If you go for the Death Spite, then why are you removing the 5/3 with the Death Spite? This is sort of wasting 1 damage. I guess you're waiting for the opportunity to use 5 damage later on.
I actually think that this is more like if you there is a user nice. I think this is more like now you can't play anything like Sludge Belcher over there because I will kill that
Yeah, that's-
with the same time.
That's
so
the
it's
5
more
damage
like
reserve right
Yeah.
there that I was talking about as well.
so I think it's actually decently good play on this. I would actually like to use Fiery War Axe because it won't be useful anymore later. That Whirlwind will activate those executes, and that's really nice.
Yeah, exactly. This does remove Sylvanas in the next swing,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a big deal. Isara gives you 1 card right now. We will see Isara being removed with the attack plus the execute. If it's a dream card, no, it's not a dream card. It's a nightmare. This could be useful as an ender.
Yeah. It's nice, but still, now the easy play is just hit to the face, execute Ysera, and then you can even drop your own Ragnars over there.
Definitely, we are gonna see the attack to the face and then the execute, but the follow-up cards from that are interesting. Ragnaros
I
is a
would go
high
for-
impact card. Ragnaros
Yeah.
is definitely an option, but you haven't seen any execution. You haven't seen any hard removal yet, so it
Yeah.
could very well be that the opponent player already has it. So
Yeah.
putting out a smaller target like Shield Magic or the said Sludge Belcher could have made a lot more sense in this
Yeah.
case.
Yeah, I think Shields Maiden is a right play over here. Because there is still all the removal left, and there is huge amount, actually 10 cards in the hand, so...
Yep, maximum of cards right now. Not overdrawing yet though. 13 versus 15, so both players have drawn pretty much equal amounts, despite the fact that Bulla's both Acolytes of Pain were removed very easily,
Yeah.
without a big impact, and Mateuss got to draw 2 from his, so...
I think now, do you want to just drop maybe Sludge Belcher and Armor Smith and just armor up?
Well,
Made to fit.
Seems so. Because this gives you an option to next turn just Fiery War Axe that 5/5 down and see what else he puts on the table.
true, it gives you the situation for utilizing your weapons in such a manner that will actually provide you with an advantage, since it'll be unlikely that he'll be able to remove that Armor Smith either. So
Yeah.
the longer the Armor Smith stays on the board, the more hit points you will have for the Fatigue War, which this is more likely going to be at.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking of options that would enable him to remove the 3/5 without having to use the Nightmare on his own Armor Smith. Is there an option? Execute is off as an option, but you'd never want to use execute on a minion like that.
Well,
If you get a shield slam from the shield block, could be drawn into.
yeah. I think either you will. Oh, he's
Wow,
going for it.
execute onto the. See, this is why the Shield Maiden was played. This is exactly why the Shield Maiden was played. To eke out that execute so the Ragnarok can come down. And
Yeah.
I think that was too like. Got to remove this big threat. Yeah. It really wasn't a big threat. You could have easily just nightmared your own minion, destroyed the 3/5, and then gone for the Party War X play. That was a hasty decision. It's going to end up backfiring really hard for Bulla. Yeah, he does have the big game hunter. But still, the execute is your only one in your hand. You want to make sure it's got good targets. You haven't even seen a Grom yet.
Yeah, I think like when you have the big game hunter and you have the nightmare, everything you got basically says that you can handle his big guys, and that's everything you have to do in this matchup. You have to control the board, and when he drops those big guys, you just have to deal with them. And he had all like using that for CS Slam says that I hope he only has 2 fatties on that build.
I can take the hit.
I have seen few decks who but runs only 2 big guys, but it's more likely to have 3 than 2.
It's usually the case to have 3 bigger minions. There's the Alexstrasza for Bulla, which could be used offensively this turn, since you can use the Nightmare as well to remove the 3/5. Then you would use your own Sludge Belcher to eke out the 1/2. You do give 2 armor to the opposing player, but you take out 14 hit points from there. And that's one of those key cards in this matchup. Do you want to use Alexstrasza as offensively or defensively? What would you gain by using it offensively this turn? Well, you would put an 8/8 on the board, and the opposing player is only holding on to 4 cards. Yeah, one of them could be Big Game Hunter, but the longer you wait to put down the 8/8, the longer the chances are for him to actually have the BGH. Is it a hugely important swing right now if Alexstrasza gets removed by the Big Game Hunter? Yes, it is. So I think that the risk involved means that Bulla will not go for it.
Yeah,
You
I
always
actually think this
have to
game.
measure that. It is risky.
I think this line of play is better where you just remove that taunt and then put your promise. Promise is decently nice and like finisher, but with this you get more tempo in your side because you still have that 5/1 what have to be traded with your armors when you get 1 more armor out of that, but there's still 2 guys left after those removals. Getting another shield block is really nice in this spot. You still want to draw your few like tempo cards, and getting to 21, 23 armors is really nice for fatigue war.
Yes, it is. The execute more than likely going to get used on a Grommash, although you could argue for the shield slam as well. But yeah, the execute.
I think executing is right. Shield slam you can use for Alexstrasza or well Alexstrasza because it's the last one you know that will be those big guys, and you don't have to activate it anyhow, so you can just go for it. And pushing now Ragnar's out is
The same argument goes for Mateuss that went for Bulla before that. The longer you wait to play out your 8/8, the longer the bigger the chances are that the BGH is there.
Yeah.
Of course, we can see it right now. The Big Game Hunter will also be able to trade into the 5/4 very efficiently. Mateuss might even be forced to utilize things like Shield Slam just to get rid of 4/2 unless he draws into a card that can handle it. Oh, of course, Dead Spite as well.
Yeah.
My mistake, sorry. I completely thought they were only Fire War X there. This just means that Bulla is building up his presence on the board to be very significant. And he's got the finishing cards of Alexstrasza plus Nightmare right now waiting. Shield Block can be cycled out into a Dr. Boom.
yeah.
That gives you some sort of presence on the board, and nothing kills a Big Game Hunter quite like the Boom Bots being juggled out. So I think that we're gonna see the 4/2 attack into the Doctor. Powder Sun. Well, that's interesting because the 5/5 is really easily removed with the weapon right now. And I am bugged out. once again, Dr. Boom is drawn, but it's showing as a Warlock card, so I have to probably rejoin the match and see.
Alexstrasza will be played, so was this...
Alexstrasza.
Yeah, Alexstrasza. I think, was this more like to bait out that awesome brawl and then follow up with Dr. Boom? Like, because only thing, like, if you don't use a brawl here, where you gonna use it?
I think it's safe to not use it right now because of the fact that those boom bots are a real threat against the existing board. So he's trusting in the power of the boom bots to clear out those minions.
Yeah.
And seriously bugged out. Brawl is now a 0 mana Warlock card as well.
Ooh, nice. That would be really nice card for Warlock. I would run it in Demon.
I would run it over everything right now.
Yeah.
So the Nightmare into the 2/1 means that you can trade out the boom.
Yeah. I think using... Yeah, you can...
Yeah, we have to rejoin once again. Please tell me where the boom bots hit, because I really want to know.
They are just standing. They have like steroids. They are not going for anything. But now you are gonna brawl, and now we're gonna see something really awesome when it comes Mateusz' side. Yeah. Okay, so hitting to the face, brawling like a boss, and hoping that 7/7 is not left in the board.
I actually think that he should trade the 1/1 into the big M Hunter first.
Yeah, wouldn't be actually a bad idea just to get that one bigger body out, but will be a little bit annoying if it's left over there, but you can still run your bombs over there, and then it will be easily hard to remove. If you go like boss, you leave one. Oh,
4 to the face for Bulla and 1 × 2 for Mateuss, so
yeah.
brawl RNG there in favor of the Finnish player. Of course, this is the worst possible target for the brawl to stay up from the Finnish player's side, but it's still not bad. You could have ended up with a boom bot from Mateusz instead of the board. And when we go into the Fatigue Wars, we actually haven't seen Alexstrasza being played from Mateusz yet.
No.
But now there's the Grimash, alright? So if he goes face, there won't be enough to Shield Slam. Well, Shield Maiden perfectly on time.
Oh my god, that's so lucky.
That is very nice indeed. Shield Slam away the Grom. That's been Grom, that's been Ragnaros. You haven't seen the Ysera yet, you know Mateusz runs the Ysera.
Yeah.
So Ysera still needs a big answer, and that's where I think the fact that you've used your execute on a 5/2 is gonna backfire.
Yeah.
Because even though Bulla is currently way ahead on the board, if Mateusz draws into his Ysera, and the Ysera is not handled, it's gonna break the game completely.
Yeah, you are running out of guys to draw over there. Everything you have tossed in Bulla's side has been answered, and I think he has only, like, I don't know, both of the Jetmains has done, most of the Cruel Taskmasters most likely are done, now there's second Death Spite. I don't know what's left on the deck, like there's 4 cards, and I think one of them is Brawl, and...
If he runs double Brawl, and the
Yeah.
second one is Brawl as well.
So, you have to push him down, and there's still 6 cards left. There's one... Isn't there one Execute left?
Could be one Execute. You definitely one Execute is there as well. It could be Armor Smith or Ragnaros.
If he runs double Whirlwind, there's one Whirlwind left.
Yeah, it could be Whirlwind as well. Maybe even Slam. No, I usually don't run Slam in Control.
Well, we have seen like really odd, like one Whirlwind, one Slam, or
There's the
one
Armor
Whirlwind.
Smith. There's
Yeah.
Armor Smith, yeah.
And we have, I have seen like few times to play Cleave. One of Cleave also.
Where did you see that?
It was Masani was playing against Control Warrior in his stream, and there was one Cleave, and he was like surprised, almost as surprised as you were. Like what? And it was like, I don't know, rank 1. So it was decently interesting.
Definitely. Right now, the card advantage is in favor of Mateusz, He's got more cards left in his deck. He's got more answers in his hand.
Yeah.
Clearly, I can't see his cards because of his bug,
have no
but I'm
time for
guessing that
games.
he's also got more threats, which he does.
Yeah.
Sylvanas had not been played earlier. Okay, so this board can actually be cleared.
But you
can-
have to toss everything over there. This is so sad for Bulla.
But you have to shield slam the Sylvanas.
Yeah. Or you can use your brawl.
If you brawl and your guy stays alive, then Sylvanas wins. It takes your guy.
But then you hope that it's the 2-1 guy where you can use your whirlwind and clear it out.
True. And if you want to make it 50% to 100%, you can actually trade your 1-2 into the 2-1. Go for face with the 2-1. Nope, this is the safer play.
Yeah.
Brawl removes several minions. Shield Slam removes only 1 minion. So there we have it.
Yeah.
But still, I'm waiting on that Isera. The Isera will come down. Just mark my words.
I
Yep.
dream.
There we go. There we go. There's one execute left in Bulla's deck. I think there is one execute left. Okay,
And there is-
Sun doesn't.
And it's the last card.
Well played.
So if you drop Taurisan, that will be removed. The Cruel Taskmaster, and then he can... He haven't seen any brawls, so I think he would just Cruel Taskmaster and armor up. Oh, you zero, yeah.
What did Isera give him?
No, Alex Rosa did give him... Zero did give him Emerald Drake, and then he top decked Alex Rosa.
Ah, right.
I actually think this is misplay. When you attack with Ysera, and then you finish him off with Cruel Taskmaster, when you could actually buff Ysera to be 6, what is quite nice because it's not 7 if there is double big Game Hunter, and then you have a really fast clock because you have
true.
6/6
More attack.
guy.
That was a mistake on targeting.
Yeah.
You are correct. And it's a shield maiden, not a, we saw double executes. All right. So one went into the 5-2.
Yeah.
Where the second? It was into the Grom, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true. So yeah,
And there we go. That's
Bullet.
Isera. One wasted execute. In a mirror match, one spell will do it. Don't make hasty decisions, guys. It's now 2-1. The Hungarian player takes the warrior mirror match, makes it a lot more even. Druid and Warlock left. Let's see if that single mistake will end up costing Bulla the whole series.
Malfurion.
I must protect the wild. Victory or death!
Of course, there have been other small, well, let's not call them misplays, but differences of opinion that could have been also played a bit differently.
Yeah. But you have a limited amount of time to make that call, and in that kind of high, like, well, not high pressure situations, but there is a slight, like, some pressure to make right decisions, and sometimes you make it right, sometimes you make it wrong, but you have just learned from it.
Yeah, you always need to learn from your own mistakes, and we hope that the players watch these VODs as well. We always publish them after the tournament on the next day on our YouTube channel, which you can check out from the links below. This is looking like a really strong start for the warrior player, but the threat isn't really that big, considering that you're only holding on to 2 minions that both deal 2 damage per turn, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you are poking him with a quite small straw.
Yeah, and if the swipe is used right now, that's good for the warrior, but are there any other options? Mateuss could just hero power pass, wait for that 5-mana Drake to go onto the board and handle those 1/4s by themselves.
I don't think you have to do anything from these two guys. Like, really, what they do, they maybe give him few armor. Like, you can maybe milk 2 armors out of them with some Cruel Taskmaster or a Whirlwind or anything. But I think that's just bad use of cards. Like,
Okay,
this
so
is-
I'm suspecting that the swipe actually went through, didn't it?
Yeah, swipe went through, and of course now you can kill him with a Wrath that 1-3, but still, it's a little hasty decision in Mateuss' side. Because there's really nice targets for swipe. The 4 damage is good. But of course you don't want to have those taunts up and then maybe having some armor smiths behind them, because then you give him a bunch of armor.
And we are back. We can see the Dr. Boom being held in the hand of Mateuss. Unfortunately, that wild growth is not an innervate, so it's probably going to be an Azure Drake, unless you want to go for the Wrath play removal into Armor Smith, which does make sense, but is a bit mana inefficient. What are you afraid of when you're not playing the Azure Drake?
Well, if you toss an Azure Drake over there, it will be killed. Either from that buffed Armor Smith and through Taskmaster, or some kind of other variation, like maybe use second Taskmaster and kill it with one guy.
And it's actually just coming on turn 4, so he realized the Death Spite would remove the Azure Drake more than likely.
Yeah.
So just by playing that wild growth at the end of the turn, he also makes sure that next turn, come what may, he has it play. He can either go for the Dr. Boom or for the Ancient Allure.
Yeah.
And that's the safer option to go for.
Yeah. And now when Warrior play nothing, you just drop the boom over there and say like, okay, deal with it, basically.
Actually, it's interesting that he didn't play the Dead Spite. I would have thought that he would have preemptively played the Dead Spite, gone for face damage for 4.
Yeah. Now you have to slam that 7/7. Good use of Shield Slam.
It is a really nice use of Shield Slam.
And then you can use that Dead Spite and, well, just go for a face. I don't think attacking one of the bots is...
No, just go for face and wait for the Whirlwind Defense to kill off the boss next turn.
Yeah.
And getting that druid down means that in really bad situation he might have to use Ancient of Law as a heal. Not over here, but maybe the second one might have to use as a healer, and then you are ahead.
Definitely. Let's see if the Boobot hits. Nope. Both Boobots have to be used to kill off 2/2, but that's 4 face damage. Not that bad.
Yeah.
The Shield Maiden contests the 5/5 perfectly, but I think we're gonna see the weapon being used to remove the 5/5 and then develop your own board. You go back up to 5 armor, you're in a pretty good state. You still got the armor to work with if you draw into your second Shield Slam, and the opposing Druid has to handle a 5 body, and 5 bodies are very difficult for Druids to get over, unless they use some sort of combo mechanic. Here, swipe being used on a single minion. Because of the spell power, it actually works as a removal, but it's used on a single minion, so that's a good thing for you.
Yeah. There's now one quite awkward round, maybe 2 actually, because now you have to use
you might have to use Braum on an empty board as a 4 mana attacker. On the other hand, 4 value attacker.
Yeah.
If you use Grom next turn, do you set up for lethal? That's definitely really threatening, because with double Pilot Shredder, let's see, if you go into combo, that's 14 plus 20, plus 6, 26. And you're at 28.
Yeah.
So you're still safe to go for the damage play.
I think just hitting one of those shredders
With a Grom? Or?
no, with your weapon first,
Right.
and then check it out what happens from there. Because I would want to pop both of them like before, or at least one of them, so there is no doomsayers. Just to make sure, like what's inside.
Yeah, but if the Doomsayer does pop up, then it's in your favor, isn't it? Oh,
Yeah,
0-2. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think this version of Druid runs any controllers. Oh, 2-3 versus your 2-2. That's a shame.
That's a shame. But you can still use Keeper of Crow to do 2 damage so that 0-2 eggs to get a 4.
Yeah, true. The Keeper of the Grove, but then you're using your Silence ability.
Damage roll.
Yeah.
You can pop it with that.
Okay, so you have the combo. No, it's not lethal. It's 14 plus 2, 16,
Yeah.
4, 20, 4 off.
Yeah.
I must
Silence.
safeguard the law.
Yes, silence the Grom, get the value,
Yeah.
and make sure you don't die, while you build your board up enough so your combo is actually lethal.
Yeah.
And the shade serves that purpose beautifully. So, in this situation, as the warrior, it's really, really frightening. Because if you don't handle that board immediately, he might have a combo you down.
Yeah.
Even if you kill the 2-4 with your Grom and you use the execute on a River Crocolisk, which is pretty much the worst possible execute target one has ever seen, you're still at a bad spot. So I think you're playing to win, and playing to win means either Isera or Alexstrasza on the board. And that's, with a combo, that's 17...
23.
So it's exactly
20,
full.
20
It's
also
exactly
25.
full, yeah.
Yes, it's 2 damage also from damage roll, yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. The series is now 2-2. What did I tell you about that execute being important, man?
Yeah. Oh no, actually, yeah, it's 2 over. So,
It's 2 over, okay.
yeah. But Druid seems to be always at least decent matchup against the Control Warrior. We did see this before.
The combo druid is pretty good,
Yeah. Yeah. But like when that combo druid first came out, way back when, it was quite good matchup because then we did see a huge amount of Control Warriors in the meta, and that was one of them who could survive against them and then just push enough damage to actually deal with them. And now we can see the first like Demon Warlock
Demon
of the
Zoo.
week.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Demon Zoo versus Control Warrior. This could be a horrible, horrible onslaught in favor of the Demon Zoo. Or it
Yeah.
could turn around the midpoint of the match
You.
in favor
There's
of the
actually-
Finnish player.
Excellent hand in Bulla's side to answer.
Any threats
almost
that might be
everything.
coming, yeah.
Oh, and another Taskmaster. So there is, yeah.
Very nice
If
start,
you-
very nice start indeed, but let's not discount the fact that the Zoo Warlock very easily can just flood the board. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's gonna play coin out the Void Walker to protect his Knife Juggler if he's gonna
Yes.
go for the Knife Juggler play. Yep. Is this open to anything? Like with Cruel Taskmaster plus Execute? You remove the 1-3 with the weapon, you go Taskmaster Execute. Of course, you don't want to use it on the 3-2, but you kind of have to use it on the 3-2 if you want to get rid of it. You could wait for the Executes to be useful against the 5-7 Doom Guards or against Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis is definitely something you usually don't have ways of dealing with. But when you use the first Execute now, you still have one left in the deck and you have the BGH for the Mal'Ganis.
Yep.
So you're kind of waiting for those draws to come along.
I think actually, if you can control the first 5 rounds that the Zoo doesn't get the board, you are in quite good shape.
Yep, and we're gonna see the second Cruel Taskmaster come down along with an Armorsmith. Wow, double Armorsmith as well.
Oh, nice, you can use that cruel.
What? No, he's not actually removing 2-1.
Job's done.
What?
No, he's doing create to get more armor. Yeah, I get it. You want to hold on to this Taskmaster for some reason. To buff up maybe one of your Armorsmith. If this rolls 4, and it does roll 4, it's
Of course.
amazingly good luck. Where's the call? And it's very, very... Oh, okay, the Harrison Jones is going to come down as a vanilla 5-4 right now. It's so good on the curve right now.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason why you would play the Taskmaster over the Harrison, because the Harrison establishes the body on the board. You desperately need those bodies on the board, and it does not have a chance to be played at a better
Yeah.
chance than now.
That
That
belongs
is
in
true.
a museum.
No weapons from the opposing side. Those Defenders of Argus are going to get to work with these imps. You can go Defender of Argus on the imps and then drop Abusive Sergeant.
Yeah, and you can just
Trade
trade
into
everything.
the Harrison Jones.
Yeah.
You could
Or
even-
you can, yeah.
You could even trade into the Armorsmith first, but do you have enough then?
So many
Well, abusive basically gives you 3 for one guy, so you can use put 4-2 and then 2. What?
Oh, he's got the taunts. There's no rush. You can leave the Harrison up. Harrison's got to run into the 2-2s and the 2-1s.
Yeah, but now he gets some value out of that cruel Taskmaster.
He does get value out of it, but he's hoping to get the Whirlwinds, I believe.
Yeah.
So playing the Acolyte of Pain right now and trading into the 2-2 with the 5-5 would make more sense, because that enables you to draw into those Whirlwinds.
Yeah.
And you're still at 33 health, so it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, 33 health against Zoo in turn 6 is decently good.
It's quite a strong start, yeah. To say the least. And that our dog is gonna get down and dirty. Buffing the 2-1 into 3-1 which can trade into the 1-3 and then using the 1-1 to kill off the Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, you don't even have to sacrifice your 3-1 if you don't want to.
No, you can put
your
the
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Void Caller. Where do you place the Void Caller? On the extreme. Yeah, well.
Yeah. If there is some kind of shenanigans, what would kill stuff, that's the best place to put it. There's both sides now, 2 guys, so you most likely get value out of them.
Fire Borax will be used to kill off the dog, then buff up your point 4. Of course your 2-2 will more than likely die for the Void Walker. Sorry, Void Caller, I always get those two mixed up.
Well, actually you can just taunt up the 2-2 and 3-4 and use the then 3-3 to actually kill it.
You can either kill it or go for face damage, try and push, because then you're still holding on to those big taunts.
Yeah, but
if you use the 3-3 to get value from the 2-2, then the trade from the weapon is worse. So yeah, your plan is better.
Yeah.
This is still open to Whirlwind though, but this Imp Gang boss actually makes it so that the Whirlwind won't be such a big deal.
Yeah. And this is so awkward now. There is a 3-1 and a 4-5, and you would want to deal with them somehow.
I have no
but the only
time
thing
for
you can do is just Sylvanas and armor up.
Yeah, the Sylvanas does mean a possible threat against the Void Caller, but you've seen that he's holding on to just 1 card and he hasn't been able to play it with 2 mana left. So now it's either a high cost or a situational card. So if it's a Malaganis and you kill off the Void Caller, then you're in deep trouble since you don't have your BGH. It's a risk you have to take.
There's actually 19 damage in the table at the moment with 2 overpowered damage.
8, 10, 14, 16, I count 17.
Oh yeah, no, 70, yeah.
Still, a very formidable amount. And what would argue against playing the Hunt Creeper? Only if you're bluffing that it's something else. Otherwise, playing the Hunt Creeper is okay because it's a good MC target if Sylvanas were to go off. So, Bulla, having the series 2-0, looking straight up defeat Valley. If Mateuss is allowed to hold his board.
Well, there's nothing you can do against that board. You can kill that off.
So if you kill off the Imp Gang boss with Grom, you don't armor up. If you play Dr. Boom, you give up your own board, but you leave yourself at 16.
But it's enough. If there's no burn spell now, so it's now
if he draws
burn
into Doomguard, that's 8 plus 5.
Yeah, it's enough. You need 2 damage.
Yep. So the Shield Maiden would have actually made it so that you would have been safe from Dark Bomb and you would have been safe from... what else?
Well, Dark Bomb or even against Doomguard you would be.
Okay, so juggles Sylvanas. Oh man, those juggles! Wow! Can you see? Did you see that? Killing the 5-1, killing the boom, so the bot hits your own one. Jesus, my heart. If I were Bulla right now, I would be furious. I would be steaming. Like, are you kidding me?
And then killing off that Dr. Boom, leaving what? Oh yeah, at least he gets 1/2, 1 off, but there is still a lot of damage on the table.
Okay, Shield
but now you can
Maiden.
use a Chrome.
Shield Maiden, Shield Slam, Hero Power. And you Shield Slam away the 3/2 Knife Juggler. Do you agree with that? Because that gives you 7 hit points more. You're safer from that inevitable Doomguard play. And you still remove that big threat from the board.
Yeah.
He can PO his 1/1 to kill off the 5/5. He can do that. Okay, another Haunted Creeper. That's a slow, low impact card. There's the Doomguard.
Yeah.
We're gonna see all these cards played out. The Power Whelming to trade the 5/5. Now he needs an activator for the Grom to handle the Doomguard.
Yeah, maybe that's Whirlwind.
You've seen double Shield Slams, so Shield Slam is no longer a threat. There's no armor either. Okay, so Alex. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 9 on 9 damage on board. If you play aggressive Alex right now, play aggressive Alex, you need an activator for Grom and you win.
Yeah.
So
how many
Whirlwind-
activators you have with 2 mana? You don't play Shield Slams, both of those cruel death masters are done.
You've been trying to draw into your Whirlwind for the whole match.
Yeah, you have 1.
You have 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so he goes for the Grom play. Yeah, it's kind of safe. It is kind of safe, but I don't think it's a winning play right now. Because he can kill the Grom off, and that's one of your major game enders out.
Holy bonkers, he's getting right cards every time.
Okay, so 4 here. Yep.
Yep.
What?
Yep.
Can you double 4s right now? I feel bad for the guy right now. I feel really bad for Bulla. Because otherwise he would have had to have used that Doomguard to trade into it.
Well, Slot Spellcher would be an answer.
True. Sludge Belcher does save you 1 more turn. It's not an activator for Grom.
No.
So if you had played the Alexstrasza last turn, you would have lost.
That's true.
So defensive Alexstrasza means you stay alive for 1 more turn. Sludge Belcher will be traded off with the 5/7. You've seen double power overwhelming, so only the second Doomguard would be lethal if you play Alexstrasza.
I would play Alexstrasza as defensive and hope that you get anything what you can deal. That Whirlwind would be so good. Oh, well.
Mal'Ganis, well, is that
Sadly,
enough? That's 3, yeah, that's way more. That's way more. 7, 10, 16, 1 over.
Oh yeah, that one execute. Win some, lose some. Ace of spades.
Hashtag 1 execute.
Yeah.
It's the only card I need. Lemmy is God, I tell you. Well,
Yeah.
what a series. What a series.
So close but so far away.